Shalom, shalom. Jaziel Marcelo here. And today I'd like to share with you a word of God. And maybe it's the most ancient scriptures in the Bible. There is a book telling a story about a man who lived in the north, in the land of Uz. And maybe you know all the story, but I'd like to read to you. There's a book in the Bible telling his story. The book is called by his name, and his name was Job. Job 1:1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. That man was blameless, upright, fearing God, and avoiding evil. So it's a good introduction for somebody, for some man. This man, he holds 4 qualities, very strong qualities. The first one was blameless. So he was sincere. He was the same in house or outside the house. He was the same to his family. He was the same to his friends, to his workers, and to people he maybe get in touch in the fair, in the market. So he was the same, blameless, no problems, no sins, nothing to accuse him. He was upright, so always looking for the right standards, always looking to deal with the people and to do always the right thing. Nothing to accuse him or to say about him or bad reputation about him. Fearing God, maybe the most important quality here. He was a man who fears God and knows God. Know God some deep inside him. So at the bottom of his heart, he was always trying to offer to this God, to his God, the best of him. And always offering him sacrifices, not only for himself but for his family as well, and avoiding evil, always looking around to see where was something wrong or something bad or some sinful way. He always avoiding that, and he always selective with his friends and selective in the business, always trying to do things that God could see and approve him. So yes, this man was powerful. Maybe he was full of friends, full of acquaintances, full of people who respect him and make business with him, and maybe in the eyes of society he was a perfect man. And you can see, maybe you can think, what can happen to shake that man? What can happen to shake his structures and shake his history? What can happen? Nothing can happen. That man is untouchable. But one day, the enemy present himself in the eyes of the Lord, and the Lord allow him to present himself. And the Lord said, look my servant Job. Look my servant. Look my son Job. What amazing man. He is upright. He's blameless. He's full of fear of me. And he is always avoiding your ways, avoiding you, enemy. And the enemy said, of course, you gave everything to him. That's easy to fear you. That's easy to put the faith on you, because you gave everything to him. Everything. Sons and daughters and money and richness. And God said, okay, go there and take everything on him. And you're gonna see, because I know the heart of that man. So it was a challenge. And suddenly everything was taken away from Job. Everything. He lost everything. He lost his children. He lost his money, he lost all the cattle, all the goods he got. He lost everything. And after that, he keeps saying, he keeps fearing God. He keep his faith in your heart, in his heart. And the evil and the devil again challenged God, said, he still got energy, power, health, so he can work again and get everything. Okay, go there, and took his health, took his energy, put disease over him, but don't touch in his life, and you're gonna see he'll keep his faith on me. And again, the enemy went there and touched him with a disease, a disgusting disease, mortal disease. That means he lost everything. But I like to highlight to you, I like to share with you this message I received from the Lord. Things that Job hasn't lost. Things that Job hasn't lost. So I can see in the scriptures three things. First, wife and friends. In the book of Job, chapter 2, verse 11 to 13, we read, three friends of Job heard about all this evil that had come upon him, and each one came from his own place. Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite. They had agreed together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. That's amazing, 3 friends. And I was expecting more friends, because he was so powerful, so rich, a lot of workers, a lot of people working for him, and now he lost everything. So when we are living happy days, it's very easy to find friends. But when something happens and bad things happen, where you can find friends? I always say, a man needs at least 4 friends. At least 4. But 4 friends that you can count on them. And you can see 3. You can see the wife. And of course there is a 4th one here, but his name is not at this time of the book, because he keeps silent himself, because in the culture of that time he was the youngest one, so the young people always mouth shut, because the conversation was only allowed to the grown up and the oldest and the elders, and that's the reason he's not in this list, but he's there. His name is Eliu, and we know because he speak at the right time, and he gonna say the right thing at the right time. But again, in this case, he got 3 friends, maybe 4, and he got his wife. Sometimes people read the book and say, but that wife was terrible. Look at the advice she gave to him. Just abandon God and die. But I'm trying to look and to read in a different perspective, because his pain was so huge, so big, and he was suffering too much. And I think his wife was there giving this kind of advice for his good. I know it's difficult to understand, but yes, I'm trying to understand like that. I'm not trying to blame her for anything she said, because at least she was there. Because she could say, okay, you don't have any money, my children are gone, and you have no energy anymore, you are most dead, so our marriage is gone, so I'm gonna turn my back to you and I'm going away. And she didn't that. And they saw him from a distance and did not recognize him. So they wept aloud. Each one tore his robe, and they tossed dust into the air above their heads. Then they sat down with him on the ground 7 days and 7 nights. Meanwhile, no one was speaking to him at all, because they saw that his pain was severe. You have friends? Do you have friends capable to do that? And sat with you for 7 days and stay there mourning and comfort you? I hope so. Second thing Job hasn't lost: the fear of God. In Job chapter 2 verse 10, he said to her, to his wife, "You talk like one of the foolish women talks. Will we indeed accept the good from God but not accept the adversity?" In all these, Job didn't sin with his lips. So he kept his integrity, his upright. He kept his upright and his integrity and his faith in the Lord. And last but not least, I'm trying to do my best here. He didn't lose hope, his hope. In Job 13 verse 15-16 we can read, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him. I will surely defend my ways to his face. Indeed, this will turn out for my deliverance, for no godless person would dare come before him." He was so confident. He was so confident in the righteousness and the justice from God. And he was refusing to turn away from the God's ways. His hope was based and firm and founded in the Lord's words. And I'm gonna read I think is the most known and the remarkable verses in the book, but I'm gonna read from the complete Jewish Bible version, and you're gonna hear slightly difference, and that slightly difference will make total difference to you and to me. But I know that my Redeemer lives, that in the end he will rise on the dust, so that after my skin has been thus destroyed, then even without my flesh, I will see God, and I will see him for myself. My eyes, not someone else's, will behold him. My heart grows weak inside me. Job 19:25-27. So without my flesh, even after the death, even after my skin is consumed, I will see the Lord. So his hope was firmed in the promises of the Lord. What amazing man, what amazing promises. And I hope maybe you have lost things, important and loved things to you. Maybe you have lost beloved people. Maybe you have lost dates, important dates, your job. I don't know. But please, I'd like to ask you to not lose your hope, not lose your friends, your family, not lose your faith, not lose your fear of God. Put your faith, put your hope in him, because he is faithful. He's gonna save you. Don't worry. He's in control. So God bless you. Have a blessed day, a windy day, and we'll see you next time. Shalom.